almost Shabbat Shalom. Endless beauty, endless harmony. I'm in the botanical gardens and in the south here, somewhere. Yeah. Yes, what a day. Hot, 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 hot day. Very hot. Hot. I also, my hair is like I've been around trees and all kind of animals that are running around and jumping. And so, this is great. This is, you know what I'm in awe in this thing, in these places, in nature, whether it is the ocean, whether it is, whether it is here, trees. It's the synergy, the harmony that goes into this place. It's like everything. And look at that. Look how the trees and the ground, right? It's like the ground made space for itself, made space for the trees to come in, to be planted in it. Like when I shared some video from the ocean when I was in Frisco up, it's like see the mountains, they go down and the ocean just spreads and makes space for the mountain to be in it. Just to be, right? Just to be. And we are human beings, so we are human. And Linda Gross mentioned it in her comment earlier about being, Adam, human being. Human being in Hebrew, the translation of human means Adam. Adam is also the name of Adam, but Adam, and it comes from the word Adama, Adam, Adama. This is great. This is really great. And so what I wanted to share with you today, and we are in very, very beautiful times. I always loved Passover as a kid. Next weekend is Passover, and I will talk more about Passover next weekend, although I'll talk a little bit today. And here's Montgomery. Here's the butterfly that I had. Oh, wow. So what beautiful things here. It's just a never-ending painting. And so, but this portion before Passover, it's called Metzorah. Metzorah means leprosy, like somebody who had leprosy. In the old days, they had leprosy. People would get that. And people would get that and they would check that, and it was kind of a science at that time. And just to say that science in the last 100 years aligned more with the Torah and Kabbalah more than any other time in history. Just whatever the Torah says and Kabbalah says, suddenly science understands that. Suddenly science coming to agree with this. You know? So at that time, when somebody would gossip about somebody, especially negative things, trying to find this so the sky doesn't blur the vision of the camera. There we go. Then they would notice that the person would develop leprosy, and the person would have leprosy, and it took the high priest a certain procedure, a certain ceremony to perform until the person would heal, and then the person can go back to be with the people, can go back to be with the community. Now, what actually happened is with somebody's somebody who gossiped on somebody else from the community, that automatically developed. And what ended up happening that person who gossiped actually was insured because they received the leprosy. Now, today we don't have that, and thank God we don't have that. We don't have that. But today it translates into financial freedom. You know, some could disagree, some could agree. But if we look at ourselves, I mean, today, you know, we always, I mean, we talk about So many people that talk about other people, right? We can talk about good things, we can talk about negative things, we can talk about what the other person did. And with social media, we're saying, oh, look what this person did. Look what this person achieved. Look what this person received, or look what this person is doing. This is okay because it is really showing that person off what the person did. What I'm talking about, is the negative aspect of gossiping, really. Because in reality, even speaking about a person, whatever that is, negative or positive, it is talking about somebody else who is not here, or talking about somebody else that that by talking about them, the opinion about them by somebody else can be affected. For example, let's say I'm talking with you. You and I are talking. We're not online. You and I are talking, but we're talking about the third person that currently is not here. And you may say, oh, come on, the person is not here. What does the person know? The person doesn't know. Well, what is the person going to do? What is the person? Well, the thing is that whatever we are saying, we are creating energy. Now, if I'm talking to a person about a third person that they know, what is potentially happening is that the person I'm talking with is starting to develop a different feeling or a different opinion about that third person I'm gossiping on. Right? The person I gossiped with about a third person is seeing and says, oh, wow, I didn't know it about this person. I'm going to stay away from this person. So it created this negative effect. There is a sentence in the Gemara that says, shomer nafsho, shomer tzarot nafsho, meaning if you keep it to yourself, you're keeping your health of your own spirit. You're keeping your health of your own spirit. Now, because what is happening when you're keeping it to yourself, not talking or not gossiping about other person, about other people, you're keeping the peace energy around you. That's a frequency. That's a certain frequency. I'm talking about sound. I'm talking about working with sound and frequencies. And for you who are joining, this is the work that I do, is working in helping you in healing, guiding you in healing, and helping you manifesting. And to manifest, we really have to be in a healed place of that which we want to manifest. And how do we manifest? And what place do we inhabit within ourselves when we want to manifest? Right? So there is this action that is being done, and like at the old days, a person would be leprosized, right? So that was kind of quote unquote the cause and effect, where now that person is out of the community, is outside of the gates of the city until that person is healed. Right? There is another sentence. Now, no, really, I will talk about this. This sentence I want to talk about. But what happens many times in today's gossiping? And I've been to that movie. We've all talked about other people, and so sometimes we talk negative to that person in front of that person. In front of that person, you are this and you are that. Oh, I know, you've been doing this and you've been doing that, and you're like this and you're like that. And I know when you talk, you're responding like this. What is happening here? What is happening here is that person is identifying something that they don't like within themselves, pointing it out in somebody else. This is what we call in our days, in our way of communicating here, projection and reflection. I'm projecting on you what is lacking within me. So there is an old sentence, King Solomon used to say that, Haposel bemumo posel. Haposel bemumo posel. That who is finding fault in somebody else and discrediting them, karma is discrediting themselves. So when somebody comes, and that ties into the subject that we'll talk about on the Sunday program on Abracadabra, about bullying. When somebody is coming and telling you what they don't like about what you're doing, or like putting you down, that is because something in them is lacking. something in them that they want is lacking in them, or they're not healed, or they're not complete, or they desire that. So what has happened to that person that, let's say, that bully, let's call him this way, that bully is insulting that person, insulting a person, telling him, oh, you do this, you do this. Now, there are 20 people in the room, or in the yard, or in the botanical, whatever, right? And they're all listening. They're all chiming in. And they're all chiming in. And that person A is telling person B, bully A is telling bullied B, oh, you're such a kid, you're talking like a kid, you're not doing things right. Look at you, you don't know how to behave, you don't know how to dress, you're dressing funny. Why do you have to dress funny, you know? Or why do you have good energy, you know? Reduce that. Oh, why? So what is happening? Aside from the bully is pointing out and projecting what is lacking within him, he is causing the other 20 people to have some sort of an opinion about the person B. Now, somebody who is enlightened or is aware, will see what is happening and actually will come and or will see through this veil of bullyism, me, entitlement, all these kind of situations. We'll see through. But there are other people that will not see through, right? They will not see that. So what happened? The bully not just bullied that person, but he also insulted that person. And now that person has great qualities. That person has great qualities, but what happened? He was insulted. What happens when you are insulted? You, you close up, you close in. You don't want to be seen. You're like, oh man, everybody responds differently. Some people will be aggressive, some people will just shy in. I remember when I was bullied, when I was younger, I would just like go into myself. I would just not say anything. I would just like, maybe I'll come back and do it answer in a different way, but not at that particular moment. Because at that particular moment, what is called, your face is white. In Hebrew, it's called your face is white. Let's take it a different example. The music instrument harp. The harp, musical instrument. In Hebrew, it's called nevel. Nevel. Now, I can only go by the Hebrew because the Hebrew language is an essence language. It gives names to humans and to animals, not to humans, to animals and to things like musical instruments based on their essence, based on their quality. So nevel comes from the word white, to insult. Now, you say, how can a harp insult? Why? Because the harp can insult actually the other instrument in its own beauty and magnificence. When you hear a harp playing, a harp is like divine, it's like angelic, it's like, wow, it's so beautiful. It puts to shame all the other instruments, right? It puts to shame all the other instruments. It says also, Al talbin pnei chaverecha barabim. It's the same words, lavan, nevel, it's all. And somebody who is insulting other people in the audience is doing exactly that, but not from just being, but just from inflicting. Not from just being me, like if I go down the street and somebody doesn't like my hair, which I have a lot of it, I'm just tucking it in here inside my shirt. Somebody I don't know where oh, there we go. We're alive again. Okay, good. For a second I went away. So the instrument, just like when I'm saying, so when somebody says something to somebody else and insults them, they're just like insulting that person for doing nothing, just for being. Just for being. So it's really a big thing about gossiping and about All right, there we are. Give it a last shot here because the internet kind of a little sketchy in this park. This is taking all the attention. There you go. Okay. So, gossiping leads to bullying. Share with me your experience. Have a wonderful week. This is a week that is Exodus, coming out of our Egypt, getting out of the Egypt, getting out of all the places that caused us and brought us to be entangled in this all these emotions and feelings and believing that we are our feelings and we are emotions, all these kind of things. So I don't want the phone to go dead on me again. So have a wonderful weekend. Be mindful, be sensitive to the other person, because our power is in our unity. Shabbat Shalom. See you soon.